Sunlight streamed through the dense canopy of the emerald woods. The air was alive with the chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves. Maya, a girl of 10, chased a playful butterfly, her laughter echoing through the ancient trees. Her family had been camping for a week, their laughter and stories filling the once silent woods.
"Maya, honey, come help us pack up," her mother called out, her voice laced with amusement.
Maya, breathless from her chase, skipped back to their campsite. The smell of pine needles and damp earth filled her nostrils. As she helped her father fold the tent, she couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness. Soon, they would be back in the city, surrounded by concrete and noise. As the last rays of the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, the family gathered around the campfire. They shared stories of past camping trips, their voices blending with the sounds of the forest. Little did they know, the tranquility of their evening was about to be shattered. A sudden gust of wind swept through the campsite, whipping the flames into a frenzy. The temperature plummeted, sending a shiver down Maya's spine. The once gentle breeze had transformed into a raging monster, howling through the trees like a banshee.
"What's happening?" Maya asked, her voice barely a whisper.
Her father, his face etched with concern, scanned the sky. The stars, once twinkling brightly, were now hidden behind a thick blanket of clouds.
"I don't like this," he muttered, his eyes narrowed. "We need to pack up and get out of here."
Panic surged through the campsite. The storm had arrived with a vengeance, unleashing its fury upon them. Rain lashed down, drenching them to the bone. Thunder roared, shaking the very foundations of the forest. In the chaos, Julia vanished.
"Julia!" Maya screamed, her voice lost in the roar of the wind.
Her father, his face a mask of fear, searched frantically for his eldest daughter. But Julia was gone, swallowed whole by the storm-ravaged forest. Fear gnawed at Maya's insides. Her father had ventured deeper into the woods, desperate to find Julia. Left alone, Maya felt a cold dread creep up her spine. The storm raged on, the wind whipping her hair across her face. Lightning split the sky, illuminating the forest in a blinding flash, and that's when she saw her. A small, shimmering figure hovered amidst the trees. Its wings, delicate as spun glass, beat furiously against the wind. As the figure drew closer, Maya could make out the form of a girl, no older than herself. Her skin was the color of moonlight, her hair a cascade of leaves and vines.
"Please," the creature whispered, her voice like the tinkling of bells. "You must help us. The forest. It's in danger."
The girl, Shira, spoke of a darkness that had fallen upon the emerald woods. A curse, she called it, cast by a prince consumed by greed. Shira, the guardian of the forest, was the last of her kind. Despite her fear, Maya felt a surge of sympathy for the fairy. The desperation in Shira's eyes mirrored her own. Armed with her father's flashlight and a heart pounding with trepidation, Maya followed Shira deeper into the woods. The storm raged around them, but within the depths of the forest, an unnatural stillness prevailed. The air hung heavy, thick with an oppressive magic that sent shivers down Maya's spine. They navigated through dense undergrowth and over gnarled roots, the only light emanating from Shira's faint glow and the occasional flash of lightning. The forest, once familiar and welcoming, had transformed into a menacing labyrinth. Shira led her to a crumbling archway, half hidden by vines and shrouded in an unnatural mist. This, Shira explained, was the entrance to the cursed part of the forest. With a deep breath, Maya stepped across the threshold, leaving behind the familiar world for a realm of shadows and secrets. She had no idea what lay ahead, but one thing was certain. There was no turning back. The fate of the forest and possibly her sister rested on her shoulders. The air grew heavy, thick with the stench of decay and the feeling of unseen eyes watching their every move. Giant trees, their branches twisted into grotesque shapes, clawed at the sky. their leaves rustling with an unnatural life of their own.
The deeper we venture, the more oppressive the atmosphere becomes.
They encountered strange and dangerous creatures, their bodies twisted by the curse. Giant spiders with eyes that glowed like embers, wolves with fur as black as night, and birds with razor-sharp talons. Each encounter left Maya breathless with fear, but Shira, her small frame radiating a fierce determination, fought bravely by her side. Their path led them to a clearing, dominated by a colossal oak, its branches spread wide as if trying to embrace the storm. But it was the creature coiled around its trunk that stole Maya's breath.
The serpent's guard. We must be cautious. Its venom is as deadly as it is swift.
They had to get past the serpent to reach Mihaz. But one wrong move, one moment of hesitation, could be their last. As they crept through the eerie silence of the serpent's clearing, Shira shared her tragic past. She spoke of Mihaz, once a kind and gentle prince who had loved the forest as much as she did. But a lust for power had corrupted him, leading him to a dark pact that poisoned the very heart of the Emerald Woods.
My friends and family transformed into grotesque creatures, their spirits trapped within their twisted forms.
Tears welled in her eyes as she spoke of her own struggle to resist the darkness, her determination to break the curse and restore the forest to its former glory.
Mihaz believes he can control the magic of the forest, bend it to his will. But the forest is not so easily tamed. It fights back, but at a terrible cost.
Shira's story filled Maya with a mixture of sadness and anger. Sadness for Shira's loss, and anger at the prince who had unleashed such darkness upon the world. She vowed to help Shira, not just for the sake of the forest, but for the memory of the kind prince who had once cherished it. They had to stop Mihaz, even if it meant facing dangers beyond their wildest imaginations. They finally reached Mihaz's fortress, a towering structure of dark stone that seemed to claw at the sky. Lightning flashed, illuminating the prince standing on the parapet, his eyes glowing with an unnatural light. He was no longer the gentle soul Shira had once known. The curse had twisted him, turning him into a creature of darkness. A fierce battle ensued.
With the fury of a cornered animal, her magic a whirlwind of light and energy.
But Mihaz was powerful, fueled by dark magic. The fate of the forest hung in the balance as the two forces collided. Just as Mihaz was about to strike Shira down, Maya saw an opening. She grabbed a handful of acorns and flung them at Mihaz. The acorns struck him, disrupting his concentration. It was the distraction Shira needed. She unleashed a blinding wave of magic, striking Mihaz with all her might. The impact sent shockwaves through the forest. When the light subsided, Mihaz was gone, vanished without a trace. But so was Shira. The storm subsided, the clouds parting to reveal a sky awash in the soft hues of dawn. Maya stumbled out of the forest, exhausted but alive. She found her family frantically searching for her, their faces etched with worry. The relief in their eyes when they saw her was palpable. Julia was safe. She had sought shelter in a cave during the storm and had emerged unharmed. As they embraced, Maya noticed a single acorn clutched tightly in her hand. It was warm to the touch, pulsing with a faint ethereal light, a reminder of the friend she had lost and the sacrifice she had made. Years passed. The memory of that night in the Emerald Woods never faded. Maya returned to the forest every year, drawn back to the place where she had faced her fears and found an unlikely friend. And on each visit, she would plant a tree, ensuring that Shira's sacrifice would never be forgotten. The Emerald Woods flourished, its trees standing tall and proud, a testament to the enduring power of courage, sacrifice, and the unbreakable bond between a girl and a fairy who had dared to fight for what they believed in. And somewhere, deep within the heart of the forest, Shira's spirit lived on, watching over the world she had given her life to protect.